of gas. It's dry. You get too old for this shit, Paul.
This guy just literally fell over in the street. Oh, oh.
We did the Baja last week. She's looking good. Baja got some new stuff, got a new Brembo. Elite in here.
Paul's testing out this Elite with a smart carb on it. I wish I still had the Tillotson.
28 runs worse. The mini truck is getting picked up in an hour. Well, that's it. A sad day. See her go. Getting this puppy wrapped up. Stock drum controls as we used a master cylinder to a Brembo down here. Supposed to do some final tweak. That regulator's junk. I'm not. It's literally already getting loose after being on there for no more than maybe a quarter of a mile. So. High risk of fraud, right? Definitely. Okay, so what about his other orders? Are they different names? So Ying, Wang, and Yeah? Yeah. Are you kidding me? Do we get it? Nope.
I did that for like 20 minutes this morning.
Maybe I got it. Maybe I got it. Maybe I got it.
Now I'll probably start leaking. Yep. Need some CVT work, but man, it boogies. What the heck? Woo! Party on!
Alright, the boys have been really busy working on a ton of different builds and literally every day creating new content. Let's see what they're working on.
What? You're like, naughty, naughty, naughty.
Paul's telling Brandon he needs gloves.
So, if you guys know Dios, do you have a tank in the floor and you have a pump? It's really common that they overfuel. Really, really common. I've got a fuel pressure regulator on this. I need to write it and see if it's giving it enough fuel. And I know CVT is off, but we put a pipe on this and I don't have any time on this bike. Well, out of gas. You can hear it's out of gas. So I gotta adjust this fuel pressure regulator because it's a fine line of either not enough gas or too much gas. Then I just have to adjust this fuel pressure regulator. It's dry. Huh? You get too old for this shit, Paul.
This guy's a bit drunk. Guy just literally fell over in the street. He is not drunk, he is on something. He is literally walking to the same direction that he just came from. We'll check back. Oh, Oh, he almost fell again. He almost fell again. You never know what you're gonna see on Johnson Creek Boulevard. Hopefully the boys come back soon. There's a bar here called Parker's Hideout, and that's maybe where he came from. But now he's going back that way. Just kind of funny.
All right, let's go. Paul's gotten so good at doing this. All right, well, I'll pull the carb off, see if it has any fuel in it. If it doesn't, then the flow bowl level's messed up. I put on the regulator, and that clearly didn't fix the problem either, so back to the drawing board. Paul's testing out this Elite with the smart carb on it. Aero, smart carb, Corsa. I'm almost 40. I just took a push ride from a 20-year-old from one scooter to another scooter down the street. I'm not sure if I should be embarrassed or maybe I should reevaluate my life decisions, but it's fun, so I'm gonna keep doing it for the time being. Alright. Stroker. Dang, he's jamming out. Alright, I had a super old Contra spring on here and worn out blues, so I put new springs on here. I'm not a super big fan of this. Alright, before my GoPro died on me, I was just chattering on here on this setup. This bike, first off, has been in the Scooter Swap Shop, aka me, my family, for a long time. It's done Super Sunday, done ferry to ferry. It's done a lot of rides, and it's a very special bike to me because it was kind of the first one. I got it from the Philippines in pieces, and every nut, every bolt, just junk, rusty. The panel's really clean, but you can't really find them like this anymore, this clean and this complete. Not with original OEM panels anyways. These are all factory panels, which is cool. There's no replica stuff, which is really neat. They're all in really good shape. Yeah, so the motor, I built the motor. Man, that was probably 7 years ago, and I don't remember what it is anymore. I know we have a Corsa on it. I know we have an NCY mini rotor. Melosi crank, I believe. I don't remember what gear ratios on it. I've got an old school offset shock, it's not made anymore. Pulling 26. I'm rocking a ZX? Yeah, so I'm rocking a ZX trans. ZX belt, TFC belt, which I'll clean up a little bit. But the I've got a windjammer on it, so I know I need to go a little bit lighter on the rollers. I've got 6-point-somethings in here, 6.3s, so I'll probably lighten it up a little bit. I got a new Contra on here because these do wear out over time. This is a Melosi, so we put our new put a new S23 on there. Gonna maybe go like the 6 gram, 5.8, somewhere in there. I think I put 1741s in here. I think, not super sure. The guides are a little bit loose, so I'm gonna toss some new guides on here. But this transmission is set up really well on this bike. As you can see, the travel's way up here, and this belt is probably
This belt has seen some better days. So may put a new belt on it. I'm gonna measure it up against a new ZX. May put a belt on it. I had like 3 different color bolts in the CVT. Like I said, this bike has really been used, but it's been pretty trusty. Fighting an issue with overfueling, I just put a Mr. Gasket pressure regulator in here, which should work. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this transmission all back together, do a little bit of riding, and kind of put some love back into this bike. That's what we're doing this winter, is I'm just gonna go through and try to fix the bikes that have been neglected. We did the Baja last week, got some new tires on it, put a new brake line on it. Just looking good. Yeah, so Baja got some new stuff, got a new Brembo because of the NCY stripped out on us. That's the wife's bike, and this is mine. So kind of cool. We have a built Elite in here. We've got this guy, and then we have the Baja. So it's putting some love back in these bikes. Gonna go ahead and put this back together and take it for a little rip, see how she runs.
It's really cold, but at least here I can reach this regulator really easily. I'm hoping this works because this is the one that I had on this bike last, and it wasn't puking fuel. And as you guys see yesterday, was just kind of a epic catastrophe. I left the rollers in there that were originally in there because I think that my main issue, the CVT is a little bit heavy, but the Contra was old and the clutch springs were really they're old too. So gotta remember these things, people, you put them in, and then you know, over time as they heat up, that metal is going to change and they're going to get softer over time. So it is really good. I mean, even if you do it every, I don't know, a couple thousand miles, it depends on how hard you ride. The harder you ride, the more heat you're going to put into all those CVT components. But it's really a good idea just to change those out every once in a while because they're just going to get weaker. As those springs get weaker, your clutch is going to grab sooner, your CVT is going to be boggier, so it really is going to pay off. It's pretty cheap. You're talking maybe 30 bucks for 40 bucks for Contra and clutch springs. So you can see how the rollers are a little heavy. Alright, there she goes. Let's just tweak it a little bit here. Hoping. And all the way down. Really hoping this works. Give it a minute. Yeah, so you can see my rollers are a little too heavy. Watch that belt. It'll shift really soon. You don't want to shift like that before it takes off because you're going to engage that clutch sooner. So I probably need to go, man, I'm gonna, now, 4, 3, this thing worked a long time ago, so maybe try a different carb or something. I know I really mess with the float a lot, so maybe I screwed something up. I didn't bring it out here, didn't put on my helmet not to ride, so. Well, that runs out of gas. It's annoying. Come on, baby. Yeah, I can't tell if it's, I think it's loading up really bad. I may pop on a different carb. You know, I don't think it's a carb issue, but I did do this regulator in the past. I didn't have a problem. Now it's puking fuel. So I'm gonna go back and put on a different carb because this thing should rip. It's annoying. So I spoke with a couple buddies that do a lot with these bikes, and he says they all run the underseat RRGS style tanks because of this issue. So I really messed with the float, and I may have gone too far one way or the other, or messed it up because I was trying to set it, and it just, I got to where it would work, but then you'd go to start it, and there wasn't enough pressure to get enough gas in the bowl with the float. So, all right, I'm just gonna swap on. I have a pile of used Polini carbs actually from different things, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slap one on and see what happens. Another spare Polini carb that I had off my twin. I know the main jet's gonna be way too big, so I may jet it, put it on here. I just want to see if it's gonna start leaking and dumping fuel. Obviously I'm not gonna invest a ton of time into jetting it. Oh look, I just touched it and started leaking. Paul, what? That's what she said.
No, she never said that.
Are you sure? No, poor Paul. Okay, all right, let's take this off and see. What's that?
It's not your wife.
My wife doesn't watch our videos.
No.
She doesn't have time for that.
I'll call her and be like, hey, Brandon said this happens all the time. Does it actually happen?
She'd laugh.
She'd laugh and be like...
No, my wife would stand up for me though, that's the thing.
Yeah, she'd be like, ah, that's never happened. She'd make fun of you.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Paul, once you have children and you're married for as long as I am, there's really, like, you can't hurt my feelings, Paul.
I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
Well, you can't hurt my feelings, you can't offend me. Like, I'm not gonna get sad. Have you ever seen me sad, Paul? I've seen you sad. Yeah. I've seen Paul sad before. Nothing's really worth getting sad unless it's like death or like sickness. Other than that, yeah, I don't get sad. 8 on here with the 118 main. Don't know what the pilot is. It's probably a 45. It's definitely too big because that was a 28 that was on my twin. However, I just want to see if it pukes fuel. If it pukes fuel again, I'm probably going to stick this thing back in a corner until I decide to put I don't really want to do a tank up here, but that may be what I have to do. That or go back to a Tillotson carb, which I'm not against doing. I don't remember why I went back to PWK, but let's take it out and let's see if it leaks. Moment of truth here, boys. I don't think it was the carb, but like I said, I did mess with the float quite a bit. I may have pushed her. I may have pushed her too hard. It's not really going to be anything worth filming. Come on, baby. Gotta get fuel in that bowl. Sounds like it's loading up already. This thing is all sorts of messed up. And out of gas. Man. Sweet Astro van. Okay. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Don't die. Come on, baby. Woo! Come on, baby. More gas here. Man. It's smart carb time. It's not like this 28, that's for sure. Come on, baby. This is crazy. Maybe time for underseat tank. This stinks. He gets on it and it just dies out. Yeah, I'm gonna just throw an underseat tank in it and see how it does. It's just all wrong. Yeah. See, Pat told you it wasn't worth it. It is not like the 28. No, I ordered smart carbs. They're not here yet. I wish I still had the Tillotson.
Dio for now. The 28 runs worse and it's puking out fuel. So I think what I'm gonna do, I don't really want to deal with a under seat tank. I really want to use the factory floor tank, and plus it's bigger. So I'm gonna basically get the same carb that's on that bike, the smart carb. We've got some coming. That'll be good anyways. So I do some comparison, do some videos. I'll pop this Blvd 28 off and we'll put a smart carb on here, and then I don't think we're gonna have any issues with the flooding. So I'll get back to this bike when the smart carb shows up. For now, I'm gonna take that Aerox for a rip and kind of see how it runs, because that's got the smart carb on it as well.